You're not anxious because life is too hard. You're anxious because something inside you is anxious, and nobody inside you has noticed yet. Most anxiety doesn't begin loudly. It begins with a slight tension, a strange heaviness, a feeling that something is off, even when nothing is technically wrong. And because you can't explain it, the mind starts searching, replaying conversations, imagining worst-case scenarios, trying to solve a feeling with more thinking. You call it overthinking. But it's not really overthinking. It's your mind trying to control an emotion you haven't faced yet. That's where the loop begins. Most people never do this one thing when anxiety shows up. They never stop long enough to actually notice it. They distract, push through, stay busy, keep scrolling, anything except sitting still long enough to admit what's happening inside. So try this. Next time that feeling appears, pause and quietly say, "I'm anxious right now." Not, "Why am I like this?" Not, "How do I fix this?" Just, "This is anxiety. I can feel it." Something inside you starts to slow down, not because the problem disappeared, but because the feeling finally stopped being ignored. Here's what most people never realize. Anxiety gets louder because most people immediately go to war with it. Stop overthinking. Calm down. You're being irrational. But feelings don't disappear because you shame them. They disappear when they no longer need to scream to be noticed. So instead of fighting it, try witnessing it, the way you would with someone who's scared. I see you. I know something inside you feels unsafe right now. You don't have to fix everything immediately. You just have to stop abandoning yourself the moment things get hard. That shift from fighting yourself to staying with yourself is where emotional intelligence actually begins. But anxiety isn't always the most exhausting part. Sometimes the most exhausting part is carrying it to other people, hoping they'll take it away. Not consciously, it happens quietly. You tell someone a story, but what you really want isn't advice. You want to feel seen. You go quiet, and part of you waits, hoping someone notices without you having to ask. You feel hurt, but say nothing, then feel disappointed when nobody realizes. And when people don't respond in exactly the right way, you feel let down. Not because they're bad people, but because you were asking them to do something only you can do for yourself. Every time that doesn't work, another layer of heaviness, because your mind is still waiting for permission from the outside to feel okay on the inside. You know what's more exhausting than anxiety? Waiting for someone else to notice you're anxious when you haven't fully noticed it yourself. The mind doesn't go quiet because life becomes perfect. It goes quiet when you stop resisting what's already happening inside you. When anxiety gets noticed, it doesn't need to get louder. When you stop shaming the feeling, it stops fighting so hard to survive. When you stop needing outside confirmation, something shifts, quietly, not happiness, not some huge breakthrough, just less fighting, less running, less exhaustion from trying to escape yourself. Emotional intelligence doesn't begin with understanding other people. It begins the moment you stop abandoning yourself in difficult moments. Not after you've healed, not once you've figured everything out. Right now, in the middle of the confusion, in the middle of the anxiety, in the middle of not knowing. Healing begins with one very small sentence. I'm anxious. I see myself. And this time, I'm not leaving.